Best Comics TV.
Okay, and this is Rick Osman for Invest Comics TV, back for part 2 with Jamal Igle. And Jamal, after you've done so many years of work with DC, and you also did quite a bit of work with Marvel at what was basically a bad time in your life until it was over. Now it's a good time in your life. And you've also worked with Image. What did you do with Image?
Well, I worked with Jay Ferber, again, on some stuff for his creator-owned series, Noble Causes. And I did a couple of stories for him and a cover or two. But what came out of that was we ended up developing our own creator-owned series called Venture. And the idea that we ended up pitching to Image for Venture was, what if Jimmy Olsen were blackmailing Superman? So the idea behind Venture was about a man named Joe Campbell, who we hinted at but never really got a chance to explain was actually an immortal. And not only was he an immortal, but he was Hercules. But not only was he Hercules, he was also Cucullin. He was the hero with 1,000 faces.
Right.
So he was the being that all of these heroic myths were based on. And one of the stories that we were going to do was his origin, which explained that at a certain point in his life he actually became Achilles. So he in the series he would go around, rescuing people, saving people's lives, but he would always manage to stay, out of the news, off camera,
sure,
unseen for the most part, until he gets accidentally photographed by a tabloid reporter. So this reporter basically blackmails him into putting on an actual superhero costume and, going out and doing his thing anyway. So the series didn't last. The sales weren't that good. We were trying to do it in color. It was just really expensive. We ended up only doing 4 issues. So that was the bulk of the stuff that I did over at Image. And, again, it's more opportunity than anything else. Like I said, somebody's always managed to keep me busy. So
well, that says a lot about the talent they perceive and the respect for you that they have, and I think that's understandable. Now, you have a couple of current projects, correct?
Right now, I'm doing some writing work on the side, but my main focus right now for DC is I'm going to be taking over Zatanna, starting with issue 11. And actually, unofficially, my first issue of Zatanna just shipped this past week with issue 9 because I did a 8-page backup story that was written by Adam Beechin.
Wow.
A little Zatanna story. It was Zatanna as a 12-year-old in the 1980s chasing down a crook at the mall.
Wow.
So, but I don't want to give away the hook of the story too much. But she just got her first set of braces, so that causes all sorts of problems for her during the story. And it's a quick little 8 pages, very funny. There's a lot of visual sight gags, but it's cool.
Well, I'm guessing, and this is just a guess on my part, but wouldn't drawing braces be a bit of a challenge?
Especially with what happens in the story, yes, it is a little bit of a challenge, but I'm good with detail. So.
Okay. Glad to hear it. I'll try to find that one because that sounds interesting. We need to take just a little bitty break, and we'll come back and talk about what's coming up on your horizon.
All systems are functional.
And get past the reins to Mr. Jackal, the new king of radio.
Is there life on other planets?
This is nuclear physicist Stanton Friedman, and now I'm a voice in the Jackal's head.
Is the government keeping secrets from us?
This is Stephen Bassett, and I am now a voice inside the Jackal's head.
Want to find out more? Listen to the Jackal's head on the Soup Media Network.
The biggest trick the Jackal ever pulled was to convince the world that he doesn't exist.
Alrighty, and we are back with Jamal Igle, and we're going to talk a little bit about what you have in process and some of the things you have coming up.
Okay. Well, right now I'm working on my first official issue of Zatanna. I'm actually almost finished with that. I've got a few more pages left, and that's Zatanna number 11, and that'll be out in March. And then, for the most part, like, I'm still working on screenplays, still putting some stuff together to pitch to DC. But other than that, it's just getting ready for con season. I'm going to be doing, see if I remember the entire list. I'm going to be doing C2E2 in March in Chicago. Then after that, I'm going to Heroes Con in June. San Diego. I'll be at San Diego in July.
I envy that.
Yeah. They actually made me a special guest this year, which is,
Way
pretty
cool.
humbling. Yeah, it's nice. It's really just, I'm still, actually, when they called me and they invited me, I was like, because I was having a really bad day, I was like, am I being punked? What's going on? No, I checked it out. It's real. Let's see what else I'm doing. Baltimore Comic-Con in August, possibly doing a show in September, and then New York Comic-Con in October. And then there's like smattering of signings and stuff still being worked out. But, I'm getting around this year. And then, as far as work, it's just Zatanna for the time being.
Well, I'm sure that's enough to keep you busy.
Oh, yeah.
And I know that you have a deadline coming up on that one, so I'm not going to keep you much longer. You've already extended for me, and I certainly appreciate that.
Well, it was fun, Rick.
Well, I'll look forward to any time you have some time. Just give me a ring up, and we'll chat or do another interview, or any time that you have something you need to announce, you get a hold of us.
All right, sounds good, man.
Okay.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you, Jamal. We'll talk to you soon. Here's a riddle for you. What do the California gold rush of the 1850s, secret societies, coded messages, mysterious 19th century flying machines, and an early 20th century outside artist named Charles A. Delshaw all have in common? The Secrets of Delshaw by Dennis Crenshaw and Pete Navarro. Go to www.secretsofdelshaw.com to learn more.
Greetings, Earthlings. I am for the planet Zordon. Watch my friends, Dennis, Crenshaw, and Rick Osman, on Unraveling the Secrets, right here on the Soup Media Network each Saturday at midnight Eastern, 9 p.m. Pacific, and each Sunday, at noon Eastern. They will bring you interesting guests and information from all over, above, or inside your pathetic little planet. Oh my. I've misplaced my tinfoil derby.